Hello, today we are looking at simplifying fractions, or another way to put it is to say that to put fractions in their lowest terms. Okay, now when you simplify a fraction, it means that you're writing an equivalent fraction using the smallest possible numbers. Okay, so we can also call this cancelling down as well as writing it in its fraction in its simplest terms. So it's cancelling down. You did a bit of this yesterday, cancelling down. So the way that we're going to do this, I'm going to give you a fraction. So let's have a think. Let's have 5/10 here. Now you have to find the common factors of those two numbers. So what number goes into 5 and 10? Well, the answer is 5. So you say, how many times does 5 go into 5? And it goes in once. So you put 1 there. You cancel out the 5 and you put 1. How many times does 5 go into 10? Well, it goes in twice. Okay, so now we know that 5/10 in its lowest terms or its simplest terms is a half. Okay, let's try another one. So if we have 10/15. Okay, so we need to look at 10 and 15 and find our common factor. What number goes into 10 and 15? So the answer is 5. So we say, how many times does 5? So in fact, we can put that here to help us to remember what we're doing. Okay, so we can put it next to it like that. So say 10 divided by 5, and that equals 2. And then 15 divided by 5, and that equals 3. So 10/15 in its simplest terms is 2/3. Right, now I'm going to give you another one. I just need to find it first. That when we simplify it, it doesn't give it to us in its lowest terms, so we're going to have to simplify it again. So if we have the number, let's have a think, if we do 12 over 36. Okay, now there's quite a lot of factors in 12 and 36, so if we start with what goes into both of them, let's try 4. 4 goes into 12 and 4 goes into 36. So if we divide that by 4, so we're going to put that in brackets there to remind us what we're doing. So 12 divided by 4 equals 3, and 36 divided by 4 equals 9. So now we've got 3/9, but we can simplify that again, and that is the key with these ones. If you think you can go lower, try again. So what can we divide 3 and 9 by? Well, 3. Okay, so divided by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. A third. Okay, now we could have got to a third more quickly if we'd chosen a bigger number to go into 12 and 36 at the beginning. Okay, now those of you whose brains are working quickly probably can see that 12 goes into 12 and 36. So if we divided them by 12 to start with, we would have ended up with a third straight away. So you can keep simplifying until you can go no more. You will get, so you could have one stage like this, or it could go 3 or 4 stages. Or you might just have one. If you choose the biggest common factor that goes into them to divide by to start with, you should end up with your simplest number more quickly. Okay, now I hope that has helped you. I think the key when you're doing these is to remember to write down in brackets what you're dividing by, okay, and then you won't get too stuck. Now if you know your tables well, which you will do, you should find this really straightforward and easy. You've just got to spot the times table that both the numbers are in. So let's try a more difficult one. We've got 28. Here we go. 28/35. Okay. So you need to ask yourself, what times table are they both in? For those of you with quick brains will have spotted they're both in the 7 times table. So we're going to divide them both by 7. So we write that down in brackets to remind us what we're doing. 28 divided by 7 equals 4. 35 divided by 7 equals 5. So there we go. And we can't simplify that anymore. So that is 28/35 is, in its simplest terms, its lowest terms, is 4/5. Okay, now attached to the bottom of this lesson plan, you've got this sheet. Okay, simplifying fractions. There are 24 questions on there, and you should be able to do those fairly quickly. If you read through the lesson plan, when you finish this, I'll add it onto the bottom of the lesson. It will be on the lesson plan for you what you have to do. But when you finish doing this, maybe you could write some of your own fractions and then simplify them. Try and make them really fiendish, really difficult. Okay, so you do the 24, and then if you've got time, maybe do 10 more fractions and then simplify those as well and make them really hard. Okay, that is what you need to do for today. Be brilliant. I'll see you later.